here from Backroad Buddies, and the video we want to share with you today is about all the tools that we take along with us on our travels. Now, back when we made our eco-organization post, we kind of glanced over all the tools we take with us because there's so many of them, so we felt like it deserved its own post. So this is that post. Now, we're on the road for at least 6 months at a time. Actually, this season it's 7.5 months. So we take a lot of tools with us. Plus, Keith likes to make modifications to the rig while we're on the road. So do you need to take all these tools with you? No, probably not. But it's a balancing act. So you want to make sure you bring enough tools with you that you don't get stranded on the side of the road somewhere. But you can't take, your whole workshop because there's not enough room to store it, and plus it takes up your precious weight if you're close to your weight limit on your rig. So we're presenting what we take with us in hopes that it'll just help you think of all the different things that you could possibly take with you, but you'll have to decide for yourself what the balance is for you. Now, also keep in mind, if you're not the handiest person and you won't be making your own repairs on the rig, it's still nice to have some basic tools with you because you may find a good Samaritan trying to stop and help you, and if you don't have the tools, then that's not going to work very well. So just having basic tools with you is essential. Now, most of the tools we carry in the exterior compartment that was intended for the generator, but we didn't opt for the generator. So we actually use that whole compartment mainly for tools. Now, there are a couple exceptions to this. We do keep some tools inside the rig. So just if something happens and it's the middle of the night or it's bad weather, that we have some tools inside that we don't have to go out to grab in case we need to do something quickly. So one of those is a little toolkit that we store in above the dash, kind of one of the middle overhead cubbies. And we keep it in this little toolkit bag, appropriately named, and we just keep a few items in there. There's a needle nose pliers that also have wire cutters on it, and then we have 2 screwdrivers in here, one large screwdriver and one stubby one to get in those tight little places that are hard to reach. And both of these take an assortment of bits, so they take the same bits, so we can use either one with those. So that's what we put in that one. Then we also keep this little divided plastic container that contains a lot of little odds and ends, you might call. So it's an assortment of bolts and screws and washers, a lot of fuses, all kinds of fuses, some electrical shrink connectors, some other type of electrical connectors, and it's just a wide assortment of fuses, nuts, bolts, washers, screws, and clamps, and some electrical shrink wraps. So in the generator compartment is where we keep most of the tools. On the right-hand side is mainly what we need to hook up our electrical. So that's where we store our Hughes surge protector and our 30 amp cord to plug in to shore power. And then we also have 2 different dog bones, one to go from 20 to 30 amp and one to go from 50 to 30 amp. And then there's a standard electrical cord, a pair of work gloves, and then we keep a few other items back in there. There's a hatchet and a handsaw, a compact handsaw, and a Bosch drill, along with a pair of work gloves. On the left side, we have a couple of open containers that contain things that we want to keep handy. And then behind there, we have a stack of 3 containers, a smaller plastic container and then 2 Milwaukee containers that contain quite a bit of stuff, and we'll get into that in a minute. So in the open rectangular container, we have a rag, we have safety glasses, we have box cutters, we have a Sharpie, some more screwdrivers, vice grips, adjustable wrench, some more needle nose pliers, wire cutters, some more wrenches. We have a little razor blade scraper, a couple more screwdrivers, a pencil, some spare razor blades, a couple more screwdrivers. These are kind of interesting to get into different places. And then we have a blade sharpener that we can use on the hatchet or on our pocket knives. Now in the square open container, we have a plastic scraper, a metal scraper, an adjustable wrench, and we have Allen wrenches, both English and metric. And we have a small pry bar, a little glue brush. It's useful for more than just glue. And then some spare chain. In the plastic container, this contains mostly glues and lubricants and adhesives. We do have sandpaper in there, Gorilla tape, I think this is gaffer's tape, another rag, silicone sealant, T9 lubricant, some two-sided tape, some Velcro, Gorilla glue, dielectric grease, super glue, thread locker, WD-40, and then these are little cord keeper. You know, they're little, they stick on and you can kind of run your cords through that. And a windshield repair kit. In the top Milwaukee box, we have mostly electrical supplies. So we've got copper lugs and shrink connector kit. We have wire strippers, cable cutters, baling wire. I'm not quite sure what the angle there's for. We have a multimeter, zip ties. We have some plastic tubing, these are little grommets, whole grommets, and some wire, more wire cutters for different smaller sizes, thread seal tape. Got little electrical brackets. Oops, and I'm losing stuff. Some more little wire brackets, some miscellaneous stuff. This is a plug tester, outlet tester, some more shrink wrap, some copper wire. It's these little bulkhead. Not quite sure why we need those, but there's some hinges in here. And that's some more little brackets. And that does it for the electrical and I guess plumbing. In the bottom Milwaukee box is more mechanical tools. So we've got a set of drill bits, ratchet wrenches, and these are kind of angled, makes it easy to get into places. This is spare blades for that box cutter. There's a metal saw and spare blade, a hammer, a socket set. What else? We've got another hand driver there. More sockets. Just an assortment of socket wrenches. A toothbrush. Some metal strapping. We needed that for moving our stinky slinky holder, that super slider. And then there's a couple files in here, and a round file, and another glue brush, and this small assortment of popsicle sticks. Well, there you have it. That's all our tools. If you have any questions, feel free to ask away in the comments below, and we'll try to answer them as best we can. So hopefully that helps, and safe travels. Thanks for watching. If you want more details, you can look in the description below for a link to our related blog post, so check that out. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Ta-ta for now.